guys, Cash Brown, back again. I hope you're having a fantastic day or night, depending on where in the world you are. So I actually did have a couple of other videos that I was planning on either doing or editing today. But then I kind of saw all of this stuff that happened on Saturday. This is an event called Drag the Kids to Pride. And as you can see, just from what's on the screen now, it's a bunch of very young children around scantily clad drag queens. And if you look here, they are holding out dollar bills, or they're holding out money to give to the performing drag queen with a big neon sign in the background saying it's not going to lick itself. So very family friendly stuff, of course. We will watch some of these videos. I've found quite a lot of them that I want to show you guys. But just straight off the bat, I think if you're the kind of parent that's taking your very young children to an event like this, somebody needs to look into that. CPS needs to investigate things like this, because it is so wildly inappropriate that I can barely wrap my head around the fact that this is happening. It's absolutely insane. I think it really goes back to that, give an inch and they'll take a mile. And the thing is, there are so many drag queens, kind of like the trans discussion that we've been having on this channel. There are so many drag queens who are against this, and we will look at one video of a drag queen who talks about just what goes on at these kind of shows, what goes on behind the scenes, the kind of debauchery that happens and that is commonplace at shows like this. But most drag queens think that this is ridiculous. But of course, we've got the far leftists who think this is all about tolerance. It's very important for your children to go to a show like this and put dollar bills in scantily clad men's G-strings or whatever else they've got on. This is all about acceptance, apparently. But I personally do not accept this. I think this is horrible. And that's what we're going to be going into today. So first and foremost, I'm sorry to put you guys through this, but I think it is very important to talk about stuff like this. Stuff like this needs to be seen by the percentage of the population who aren't woke. All right, so we will jump in and watch some of these videos. Before we do, though, can I ask that if you do enjoy the video, please consider supporting the channel by subscribing to the channel. It means the absolute world to me. I can't thank you guys enough for the support that I've gotten recently. I love you all so much for it. And yeah, apart from that, let's jump into it. So yeah, this is at the Mr. Club.
Samurai sword on my back. You don't know how to act. Maybe you should relax. Maybe you should relax.
I'm not even gonna lie, like, it may seem like an extreme reaction, but kind of midway through that, I felt the urge to cry. Because it is so obviously inappropriate. And I'm so worried for this generation of children who are growing up with parents who are okay indoctrinating them into kind of the trans stuff, the gender fluid stuff, this kind of stuff. Just all in the name of appearing progressive and woke. I almost weep for our children. It upsets me. It really upsets me. And the comparison I'm kind of making in my own head is, would these same parents be okay taking their children to a strip club or a burlesque show where there are women walking around scantily clad? It's almost the exact same thing. They're often either scantily clad or have nothing on at all. And I have seen a video of a drag queen with big fake rubber boobs, very real looking, that are literally out. I can't show it on the channel. They are literally out and kind of flopping around. And there were young children there. So I just wonder if these same parents would be okay taking their children to a strip club.
Samurai sword on my back. You don't know how to act. Maybe you should relax. Maybe you should relapse. Just kidding.
Oh my! If you know and you think you can do it like we do it, I want you to come up here real quick. If you think you can do it, if you think you can walk the runway with the girls, who wants to be a diva for the day? Yeah, everybody come back here with me. Walk for me. We're gonna let you walk. You pick who you want to walk the runway with. You pick who you want to walk the runway with. Okay, go with her. You guys go with her. How about, okay, one person can go with me. Who wants to go first? You want to go with me? Well, all right, this is my partner in crime today. You ready to do this? On the count of three, here we go. 1, 2, 3. Let's go. Pose. Yeah.
This child looks so deeply uncomfortable that, well, like, let's be honest, I'm already incredibly uncomfortable with this, but I'm almost feeling how uncomfortable he is as well. It's making me more uncomfortable. It is so, how can you be a parent and think that this is not only okay, but good for your children? I can't wrap my head around it. Even in this kind of still frame where I've paused it, all I can see is this man's ass. And that is somehow appropriate for children this young. There are 2 babies, like, they couldn't be more than, I'd say maybe 6 months old. And their parents thought, I know what's appropriate for a 6-month-old. Half naked men dancing and flailing around on the floor for dollar bills. That's going to be fantastic for my child's development. These are newborn babies. These are actual newborn babies. At a drag show with a man walking around, writhing on the ground, scantily clad, covered in makeup, taking dollar bills off the children. All right. So, this is the family-friendly drag show that I was talking about. There is a young child here, which I'm sure we'll see in the video. I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to show it, though.
Feeling like a woman.
This is what you're okay with. This is what these progressive, woke parents are okay with. And granted, and not that it makes any difference whatsoever, but he covered his fake breasts as he walked over to the child, but that doesn't change that the child saw every other part of that performance. The child handed this literally like naked appearing woman, we know that it's a man with fake breasts on, but you know what I'm saying, literally handed this performer money. Now, this is a drag queen who is reading at like a story time for children, but a video has recently kind of resurfaced by Panda Dulce that should really have these parents worried, but I fear that it's not going to make a difference. They're woke, they're progressive, that's all that matters. Who cares about how this impacts the children? Who cares as long as they're seen as woke?
Who brought the pedophile?
First of all, you
Hold on.
have to wear masks.
No, thank you. Who brought the pedophile?
It's not optional.
We want to know.
You're required
We want to
wear
know.
a mask.
Oh, we're medically exempt. Thank you, though. Who brought the pedophile? I just want to know.
Storytime is actually for children.
It's for, well, then why is the pedophile here?
So if you guys could please.
Why did you, no. We want to know why there's a pedophile here.
We saw videos of what
I'm
that
sorry,
thing
you're
does.
violating library policy.
Why did you,
I have to ask
hey.
It's got videos
You see a lot of
talking about what it
pedophiles
wants
in
to do
here.
to little children.
Yeah.
You are.
Why did
It
you allow
has videos
pedophiles?
on YouTube of what it wants to do to little children.
Why did you bring the pedophile?
I don't understand. I don't understand.
Children.
Yeah.
What language? Pedophile. What's more concerning, using the word pedophile or having your child around a pedophile? I am genuinely concerned that they are more concerned with terminology and words like pedophile rather than having their children exposed to one. And I do want you guys to take note, and I don't know, let me know in the comments down below if you guys hear any homophobic slurs or any threatening kind of words, right?
Did you bring your children to a pedophile?
We're not swearing.
Yeah.
It's not vulgar
Hey,
language.
you should be ashamed of yourself. You should be ashamed of yourself.
Why would you want to bring children to this? Why would you want to expose your children to this? Just to prove how tolerant you are a pedophile?
This is the only thing I
To
have a
prove how
problem
tolerant-
exposing children to. This.
You want to expose your children to pedophiles to prove how tolerant you are.
This is disgusting.
It's sick.
How many videos have you guys seen where there are leftist protests, where there are people screaming, swearing, making threats, stuff like that? But then you get something like this. And the Proud Boys have been labeled so many things. They're actually being investigated with police charges, I believe.
An active hate crime investigations underway in Alameda County. Officials say a hate group stormed a library during a drag queen story hour for children.
The incident occurred Saturday, and witnesses who wanted to stay anonymous say the group that disrupted the event was acting aggressively and yelling offensive slurs against the LGBTQ plus community.
You know, they came in and they were screaming about like pedophilia and saying things like, we have to save the children. And I mean, they were terrifying the children.
The performer, Panda Dulce, didn't feel comfortable going on camera either. But in a statement, she says she immediately froze. And the first thoughts that came across her mind, is it an ambush? Are they armed? And the massacre in Uvalde, Texas. That's when she says she realized they were defenseless. The Alameda County Sheriff's Office says a hate crime investigation is now underway, as well as an investigation into the annoying and harassing of children.
So it's so interesting that one group of people is allowed to protest and make a fuss, and they do worse than this. But then when you have people who are trying to stand up for children against horrible parenting and against these horrible practices, all of a sudden it should be a criminal charge. It's a hate crime. I saw an article where it said that they were harassing the children, which is just a blatant lie. As you can see, just all around child-friendly kind of stuff. There would be absolutely no circumstances where I allow my children around somebody like this. I wouldn't have them around drag queens as a whole. Drag queens are adult entertainment. Most drag queens recognize and are okay with this. It's just so wildly inappropriate. It is not that far removed from having children, babies, infants around strippers and burlesque dancers to prove how tolerant you are of strippers and burlesque dancers. It is not that far removed, and that terrifies me. But I did want to end the video on a more positive note. I wanted to show that there are kind of drag queens out there who condemn this kind of stuff. It restores a little bit of my faith in humanity, not very much, but a little bit. So this is a video by a drag queen called Kitty Demure. I'm not sure what his actual name is, but you know, his drag name is Kitty Demure. And he talks a little bit about having children around drag queens.
Hi everybody, this is Kitty Demure, your friendly favorite conservative drag queen. Anyway, I have another message for heterosexual women. The ones who have children. I have no idea why you want drag queens to read books to your children. I have no idea.
Yeah.
What in the hell has a drag queen ever done to make you have so much respect for them and admire them so much? Other than put on makeup and jump on the floor and writhe around and do sexual things on stage. I have absolutely no idea why you would want that to influence your child. Would you want a stripper or a porn star to influence your child?
Exactly.
It makes no sense at all. A drag queen performs in a nightclub for adults.
Yep.
There is a lot of filth that goes on, a lot of sexual stuff that goes on. And backstage, there's a lot of nudity, sex, and drugs. Okay? So I don't think that this is an avenue you would want your child to explore. To actually get them involved in drag is extremely, extremely irresponsible on your part. And I understand you might want to look like you're with it, that you're cool, that you're woke, that you're not a Nazi, that you're not a homophobe, whatever it may be. But you can raise your child to be just a normal, regular, everyday child without including them in gay, sexual things. So you keep your kids at home, or take them to Disneyland, or take them to Chuck E. Cheese. But if you need your child to be entertained by a big human in a costume or in makeup, take them to the circus or something. When they turn 18, then why don't you take them to the clubs on their 18th birthday? Because it's an adult thing, okay? So don't ruin your child's life, and don't ruin us, because that's what you're doing.
I truly think you can have your own opinions on drag and people who do drag and stuff like that. But it can be a really enjoyable, it's a performance, right? And if you are of an age that you can consent, as Kitty Demore? As Kitty Demore, I think, I've forgotten his name already, but as he says, this is not for children. This is for adults who can make the decision whether or not they want to see men dressed in wigs. They are often like simulating oral sex and stuff. Like the things that you see at drag shows are really hypersexualized, super inappropriate for children. And I know some of the leftist arguments before I even hear them. I know a lot of leftists would say that, oh, well, that wasn't done at the Mr. show, for example. They kept it really family friendly because there were children there. Like, did they though? I still saw fake boobs, asses hanging out, doing really sexual dances, writhing on the floor. And then we also saw that video with that drag queen who straight up had big fake rubber boobs in a child's face, tried to cover them, but the child still saw everything, still took the money from the child. It is just so wildly inappropriate, and it hurts my brain. What are we doing as a society where we're allowing this kind of thing? If you are over the age of 18 or 21 in America, it might be, to go to a club, I'm not too sure. If you're over that age and you decide to go see a drag show, go nuts. See every drag show that you can possibly see from now until the end of time. But don't take your freaking children. I can't believe that's something I have to say. But you guys, we're going to end the video there before my brain melts out of my ears. I do hope you enjoyed this video. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments down below. If you did enjoy the video, please consider supporting the channel by subscribing to the channel. Otherwise, thank you so much for watching this video. Enjoy the rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.